Hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nigel here once again, and I've got another match review for you guys. This time we are looking at the birth of one of my favorite match concepts in Survivor Series history. As we continue our look at Survivor Series matches over the years at old school Survivor Series events, and like I said, the birth of one of my favorite match types of all time. I'm talking about the Elimination Chamber match from Survivor Series 2002. First things first, as always, I'm not professional wrestling analyst, not professional wrestling reviewer or anything like that. Just a man who enjoys a good time. And I definitely had a good time revisiting this match. This is a match I've seen before multiple times, and a match I'm always down to see again because this match is so fun. And the fact that this is how the match came to be. And honestly, I really didn't need an excuse to watch this match to review for my channel. This is definitely one I would have probably watched anyway, but you know what? It's November, it's Survivor Series season, I'm looking at Survivor Series matches, so you know what? Now I actually have an excuse to go and watch this match and review it for my channel, but this is really solid match. Triple H, the defending World Heavyweight Champion, Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, who just returned from his back surgery, and then Chris Jericho, Kane, and Chris Jericho, of course, Y2J and everything, Kane, the Big Red Machine, and, with his awesome theme song, A Slow Chemical, Booker T, the 5-time world champion in WCW, who would end up holding it in WWE as well, and finally, who was the offer? Said Rob Van Dam. Oh man, and no disrespect to Rob Van Dam, Mr. Monday Night, the whole damn show. But yeah, so a really awesome stacked match. Participants for this match, the inaugural Elimination Chamber match, introduced by General Manager Eric Bischoff. He wanted to really stick it to SmackDown and really wanted to show them up, and so he decided to do something big and something bold. Now, this is obviously in kayfabe. Although he might have came up with it in real life too, I'm not sure, but he decided to do something big, something bold, a big chamber, 4 pods. It's brutality, shortened careers. As Jim Ross put it, these men playing Russian roulette with their lives. The Elimination Chamber, something that they would go on to have for years to come in WWE, would become a staple of WWE programming for years to come. Although honestly, this is probably the best one out of all of them. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of other Elimination Chamber matches have been good to great. That's why I love the match concept so much, and the match itself so much, but there's been some stinkers. And I'd argue that this is the best one, and while the other ones, like I said, were good, they weren't as good as this, but still really good match. So I'm already hyping it up. I've talked long enough about it. I just had to gush about this match concept and this inaugural match. So for those of you who have seen these reviews before mine, you kind of already know how this works. For those of you who haven't, pretty much I'm going to be talking about what I liked and what I didn't like about the match. So starting with what I liked is that, like I said, it's a pretty stacked amount of participants. Of course, you got the 6 participants, the 4 chamber pods closed, and then the 2 men to start off in the ring. And so you got Rob Van Dam, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Kane, Booker T, and Chris Jericho. That's a really good 6. And these are men who would end up, and some of them, if not all of them, would go on to be in future Elimination Chamber matches. In fact, a couple of them who lost this match would end up winning chamber matches later on down the line in the future. More specifically, Triple H, who was the World Heavyweight Champion going in, lost it to Shawn Michaels in this match. But we'll get to that. But yeah, so some good competitors. I like what these guys are able to do. And they really put over the amount of carnage that the Elimination Chamber, they really built it up. They bigged it up huge on commentary. And of course, the legendary commentary duo of Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler are probably one of, if not the best commentary duos in WWE history. Like, if you wanted a solid commentary duo, that's the one to get. That's probably the duo that Tony Khan probably could have got if Jerry Lawler was a part of WWE, but that'd definitely be a commentary duo to get. But you at least got Jim Ross, so that's good. But and Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone, I think, do a good job with each other for the most part. But and of course Excalibur and Taz and everything. Not to discount those guys, but yeah, but Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler definitely put over big, especially Jim Ross. It's like the thing about Jim Ross on commentary is if you give him something to put over in the match, he is going to put it over, and he's going to put it over in a big way. And he definitely does that in this match. He talks about the physicality, the brutality of what can be expected in here when, like, hey, there's some sick stuff going on like the blood and the chains and everything. He's definitely there to call it, and he's there to make it feel like brutal and vicious and important. And like I said, he coins that the superstars are essentially playing Russian roulette with their lives, and they certainly are. And he puts it over big. And the fact that they had Shawn Michaels walk out World Heavyweight Champion, getting the W here, and Jim Ross puts over big. He's like gushing emotionally on commentary, and that is fantastic. Jim Ross definitely puts over big Shawn Michaels' win here. Like I've said before, commentary, while they're usually non-factor, they can contribute to this match, and I feel like they definitely contribute to this match. And like I said, maybe it's because it's Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler, a commentary duo, and I love them as a commentary duo mainly because they know how to play off each other. Jim Ross is more the straight man, he's more serious and everything. He leans more towards the faces. Jerry Lawler, he's more skeezy, perverted. He favors the heels. He's more like witty and everything, and he's like more of like chauvinist towards the ladies. Some of it hasn't aged very well, but he's like a chauvinist towards the ladies. He's like very mean and stuff, and so they play off of each other really, really well, which is what makes them such a fun and such an awesome such an awesome commentary duo. Yeah, so they put that over. There is a lot of brutality in this match with like the chains and everything. And you can tell there is some like blading and stuff with a lot of the blood. He definitely wanted blood in a match like this, and the bulletproof glass, that Eric Bischoff put over, or yet Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels would end up going sailing through the pods and taking the glass down, and the glass giving way. It didn't shatter her, but the little slits of glass that they have wedged in between like the doors and everything do give way, and so and it does add to the impact though. It makes it look impactful, and it does like put it over, or in a way, but otherwise I highly doubt. Maybe it is bulletproof glass, and maybe it is just the little like slits, little slivers of glass giving way, but otherwise I don't think so. And honestly, it being bulletproof glass, that's been debated for years, but nevertheless, able to do that there. So for this first one, they pulled out all the stops, and they really made it feel important. And of course, they put it over every man for himself rules and everything. In terms of what I didn't really like about the match, there's kind of a major thing, and it's a bit more nitpicky but major at the same time, and we'll get to it. But sort of a more like nitpicky thing, and that is I wish there was. They did have a few multi-man spots, such as like when Triple H and Chris Jericho were working together to take out the other competitors, including when they would like push Rob Van Dam into the cell and everything, which Rob Van Dam and Shawn Michaels with dives off the pods themselves were pretty cool. But there were some multi-man spots it's like that where it was like all three people involved, but I wish there was a few more. It was more so like a lot of it boiled down to like one on one, while the other guys either brawled with other guys or just took some respites. And I get it. That's the whole point. Like the multi-man matches is that the other guys can either do other stuff or take a breather. Or meanwhile, you got the two core guys that you're focusing on work with each other. But yeah, other than that, I wish there was a few more multi-man spots. For example, a multi-man spot that I really like comes in the 2008 Royal Rumble, which ironically also features Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Chris Jericho, where Chris Jericho's got the Walls of Jericho in on Umaga, and then Shawn Michaels locks in the crossface on Umaga. Stuff like that. Or one that they do in this match where Kane is hit with like sweet chin music, and then pedigree from Triple H, and then the Lion Salt from Chris Jericho to be eliminated. Or like when everybody hits their finisher on Umaga, going back to the 2008 Elimination Chamber match at No Way Out, where, by the way, which I reviewed that pay-per-view, so you haven't already, go check that out. But they hit their finishers on Umaga, except for JBL, who by that point in the match was already eliminated. But stuff like that, I wish we got a few more of. But nevertheless, I get like the whole point of like the multi-man matches. The major nitpick thing that I gotta talk about though is Shawn Michaels. More specifically, his gear. Shawn, I'm happy you won. But what the heck were you wearing, man? What was... I know kind of beating a dead horse because people have been talking about this for years, but what on earth was Shawn Michaels wearing? Oh my god. Ugh. No, no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No, sir. No, sir. Not that brown gear. Not those boots. Not that short haircut. No. It looked so ugly. It looked so ugly. I love Shawn Michaels. He's like one of my favorite wrestlers. The Heartbreak Kid, the Showstopper. But no, that was a choice look that did not pay off. And it just looks so ugly. Like the dookie brown pants, the cowboy boots, that short haircut. Like, hey, look, it's supposed to be overshadowed by the fact that Shawn Michaels won and had the big emotional moment where like I said, he was the perfect person to win because this is after he came back from his back surgery and his back issues that put him on the shelf for 4 years, and people thought it was over for him in terms of wrestling, and he came back and everything, and they talked about how this is his second match back, so that means the only other match he had was against Triple H at SummerSlam that year. Or definitely a match I want to review for the channel, but just that rivalry that year was really, really awesome. But second match back, and he wins the World Heavyweight Championship and goes back to the top of the mountain. I think that was really well done. But that gear though, oh my god. Oh my god. If you haven't already, look at the gear. Just look up Shawn Michaels Survivor Series 2002 gear. Ooh, yikes. But nevertheless, that's kind of a small thing in the grand scheme of things, but like it's just so it's just awful. It is awful gear. I'm sorry, but like no, what was he thinking when he put that on? Thankfully, Shawn Michaels has had other great gears in his career, and I'm definitely going to do a tier list for him in the future. But, speaking of which, let me know. I kind of put this on like social media. Let me know who you want to see tier lists for, superheroes and wrestlers. Or if you want to see a different type of tier list, talking about different stuff. Like, for example, when I did the Halloween candy tier list, do you want to see tier lists for different stuff? But in terms of like attires and everything, when I do the Shawn Michaels tier list, you kind of already know where that one's going, where the attire from this is going. But nevertheless, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Gear aside, this is still a really, really, really fantastic match, so I definitely recommend checking it out. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the match, my review of it, and that gear. I imagine there's probably going to be some people who like it, or who are fine with the gear, who don't really hate it, but Me personally, but nevertheless, thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, turn on post notifications so you know every time I upload a video so you can see it as soon as it drops, and I will see you guys later. Peace.